Well, Happy New Year to you too, guys. Hope you guys didn't party too much. I'll give it a couple more minutes for everybody to show up. Yeah, Happy New Year, Cerberus. How you doing? I'm just giving it a couple minutes. I will say this. I think another change I might start doing is, I don't know, I think moving forward, I might start, instead of, I'm actually kind of glad I did this at 4 instead of 4:30 like I normally do. I might start doing my streams earlier. That way I've got more sunlight, and it makes the complications of getting everything set up a lot easier. So that's something I might do. But yeah, let's give it like a just another minute or two. Yeah, hopefully more people can show up. But what did you hope you guys had a great celebration? No, no. Metal Gear Solid 4 is not dead tied with 3. Three is definitively better, in my opinion. I would say on the top 5 games, I would say Metal Gear Solid is probably. I'd say I give it the 3 spot. Like if we're doing like my top 5 favorite video games, it would be Metal Gear Solid 3. It'd be Final Fantasy 10. It'd be Metal Gear Solid 4. It'd be Dead Space 2, and then Resident Evil 5. No, Resident Evil 4 taking the 5 spot. What's up, Shepard? How you doing? Okay. We'll just If you guys got your questions, go ahead and start to hit throwing them out. We'll just take it that you've been sick these past few days. Really? Yeah. I hope you get better. What do you got? We got the flu, a cold. Doubt it's COVID because I'll be honest. I haven't heard anyone get COVID in so long. I think it's fair to say that COVID is gone. So I did check out Halloween with Rob Zombie, seen that one. I saw the first one and I liked it. I saw the second one and I didn't like it. I did generally did like the first one. Did you hear EA rejected Dead Space 4? Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I mean, I think the Dead Space remake was more of an experiment. I think they just want to see if there was interest, but I don't think it was interesting enough that they would want to continue doing a follow up to a game that came out over 10 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, personally, I would want a Dead Space 4. I would not want them to remake 2. I think what they did with the first remake was really incredible. Um, but, they might change their mind in a year or two. Hello, Wing Zero. Did I hear Batman 2 Part 2 got delayed? Yeah, it got delayed like another. It's gotten delayed like twice, so I'm not surprised. I am a little concerned. But at this rate, I think James Gunn's or the Batman that's going to be associated with this new era, I think that movie is going to come out before this next Batman. And another concern of mine is that I didn't even realize this, but the Batman came out in 2022. So that's a 5-year gap. That's a pretty big gap. I mean, I'm just saying, because if you look at the Nolan films, they only waited like every 2 or 3 years. I think it was, Batman Begins came out in 2005, I believe, and then Dark Knight came out in 2008, and then Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012. So it was 3 years and then 4 years. But Nolan did a movie in between, so that made sense. He didn't want to just do back to back to back films. You have a really bad cold. Yeah, I actually just got over being sick. I think the cough stayed I think the cough finally went away like a few days ago. So yeah, but heck, I'm really pulling for you that you get better because trust me, getting sick sucks. Comic Gamer, I have a PS5, an Xbox One, and a Nintendo Switch. No, that's fine. I got a PlayStation 5 and a Nintendo Switch too. And I even heard that the Switch 2 might be coming up, but I'll be fair. I probably won't be getting the Switch until it's been out for quite some time. So, yeah. What games am I looking forward to in 2025? Doom. That's probably my most anticipated game, and then there's, I'd have to look. I'm gonna have to double check. But right now, off the top of my head, it's just really just Doom, and then Death Stranding. I'm sure there's other things, but yeah, I'll be sure to do a video about that. Do I like Gundam Wing? Yes, I like Gundam Wing. I haven't really watched it in a long time. What do I think of Deadpool and Wolverine? It was a really good movie. Do you think the new Superman movie that comes out later this year will save DC? Look, there's no. I don't look. I don't. What do you? I'm not sure what you mean by save DC. DC is not really in any real trouble. There will always be DC films. They will always make lots of money. So DC's just like when people say it's dead, they're comparing it to Marvel, but Marvel's not really in a good place now either. But so that's why they're going back and bringing some of their older actors in order to try to, relive the glory days. But it's just a new era. I think it'll be fine. Like if James Gunn goes with his approach, it's like I don't want to make these films unless there's a completed script. That is the right mentality. So I don't think DC needs to be saved. It's just been in a little bit of a slump, and we're entering a new era. And heck, I'm willing to give it a chance. What I've seen from this new Superman, it looks fine to me. Will I see it? Yes. Will I see it in IMAX? Probably. But heck, I'm just waiting for it to come out. You got Alan Wake 2 for Christmas? Oh, okay, wow. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's definitely it's a bit of a grind, depending on how much you want to explore. But yeah, I think you'll have if you like the first one, I think you'll generally enjoy the second one. You loved it, and you said, "Oh, really? Okay, well, glad you loved it so much." Hey, what's up, James? Happy New Year to you also. You're forgetting Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's why I really gotta sit down, break down everything that comes out, and I'll be sure to do a video on it. So yeah. What do you think Xbox will showcase? I don't follow Xbox. I don't care what they're showcasing. I don't have an Xbox. I have no intention on getting an Xbox, so I really don't care what they show off. So yeah, I'm not interested in anything Microsoft is doing. Is Disney doomed? Doomed in what fashion? Like doomed in what fashion? Like their movies, their theme parks, their company? Because Disney's not going anywhere. So yeah. Comic Gamer, what you got for Christmas? Let's see. I got a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh stands. I got a drone, which I can show you. I haven't opened the box yet. But I think that's like a robotic smart drone. Haven't opened it. John gave me a couple of gifts too. Gave me like some Metal Gear stuff, and he got me a Funko Pop. Oh yeah, it's up here. Yeah, he got me a Yu-Gi-Oh Funko Pop. Ironically enough, though, it's what I already had. So I had mine, so I opened up his. So now I got like a backup one that I just hang around. Let's see. I think that's about it. I know I spent a lot on everybody else. I got a lot of things for like a lot of people. So yeah. What's up with Renea? What's her problem? I don't know who that is. I'm not familiar with one. What are the theme parks going to do without new franchises? I don't know. I mean, just bring up some new old properties and make theme parks. I mean, I don't think any theme parks have been out of business for a long time, and that's certainly not going to happen to Disney anytime soon. And I know, as far as I know, John told me that Universal is building like an entire new section of a Universal park down in Florida that he wants to visit when he's done. So yeah, I don't yeah. Disney doomed in terms of their movies. Look, they're gonna just keep doing whatever they want. They're gonna look like as far as they're not gonna run out of money. Disney has control of a lot more than just movies and theme parks. They make multiple billions of dollars a year, and they're constantly burning money for no reason. So I don't think you need to be too worried about Disney. Xbox is for those who can't afford a gaming PC. I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if I quite agree with that quote because I can't. I can't afford a gaming PC. I don't feel like spending 2-3 grand on a computer that I'm gonna have to upgrade every 6 months. I mean, that's why I stick with consoles. I mean, it's only recently I'm not even sure if getting Halo on Steam considers PC gaming. I'm not sure if that counts, but yeah, I don't do PC gaming either. You think Amazing Spider-Man was disappointing? Yeah, I thought it was disappointing. Yeah. Do you wear shoes in your bedroom? Hope your carpet's okay. Yeah, yeah, just fine. Yeah, carpet's fine. I mean, been here for 2 years. Yeah. I saw Sonic 3 last weekend, and I personally really enjoyed it. But I can see why you thought it was okay, as the target audience for that movie is definitely fans who know about Sonic. I mean, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that's what have been coming at me for. Like I got like a lot of negative comments, but like I said it was a really good. I said it was a good movie. I still gave it like a B minus, which is a not just a good movie, but like it kind of like it's like a really good movie. My only problem is that it's going into Sonic lore that I'm not familiar with, and therefore I can't connect with it. And I just feel like in one film, there's just wasn't enough time for me to connect to this new lore and make me interested. Because if I was interested in that lore, I still would have followed Sonic as long as it's gone, but I didn't. I stopped kind of following Sonic shortly after Knuckles appeared in the 90s. That's really it. So for me, the peak of my Sonic lore ended in the 90s. That's why Sonic 2 works for me so much. But I did say that it did fix like two of the primary problems that I had with the second one, in sense that I thought it was a little too long. Well, Sonic 3, it's about 20 minutes shorter, and they condensed the human scenes. I mean, that's really all I asked for. And they did fix those problems, but I'm just saying we're focusing on a character that I don't know anything about, and everyone was hyping him up. And then when I actually saw him in action, I just didn't think Shadow was all that impressive, and I wasn't too invested in his story. But I still thought Sonic 3 was a good film, and I was like, yeah, kids and fans of this lore are gonna love this film. I thought it was a good movie. That's it. You mentioned in a live stream a few months back that you had a worst shocking moment of all time in the worst game you've ever played. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It dealt with the level. It was dealt with the level capping system and me walking up to this regular monster and then getting stomped on and instant killing me. And I was just like, what the hell is this? It's like, this has to be a glitch because I've maxed out these characters as high as the game is allowing me to max them out, and I've run into an enemy with no warning, and this thing is instantly killing me. That had never happened in any JRPG game I've ever played. That's bullshit. That's crap. You don't even put in games. Like that was the breaking moment when that happened. That's when I turned the game off and I was done. So like I guess that was a shocking moment. She's into superstition, black cats, voodoos. I feel promotion. Yeah, Gordon. I've never heard of that person. Even though if you don't believe in the MCU, do you still like to see James Madsen Cyclops and Justice? Sure, but like I'm not gonna see another like MCU film, and I don't count Deadpool and Wolverine as an MCU film, even though they technically try to connect it. I still think it's own thing. Randall, hope you had a fantastic New Year's. No, I worked. No, I had to go to work. But surprisingly, it wasn't as chaotic as I thought it would be, so, can't complain. What is my biggest problem with Batman v Superman? Wonder Woman's in it. Take Wonder Woman in and out, and I think I'd like it. Those hedgehogs ain't no aliens, ain't no Sonic lore there, Hollywood magic. And Jennifer, you wrote something in Spanish, but I don't have the capability of translating that, so I do apologize. What are my thoughts on WWE going to Netflix? That's fine. I mean, heck, now I can watch it whenever I feel like it, and I think now that's on Netflix, it'll get like a little more spicier. I think the storylines will get a little bit more intense, but overall, I mean, that's fine. I mean, it is interesting that I think SmackDown went to, I think that's going to USA, Raw is going to Netflix, and its pay-per-views are on Peacock. So, yeah. Do a video 5 most disappointing movie sequels. Okay, I've ever seen. Okay, that absolutely sounds like a video I would have done. Definitely movie sequels. I'll double check, but 100%. That sounds like something I did recently, especially movie sequels. What's your favorite video game soundtracks? Definitely Final Fantasies 10 and 10-2, without question. I think I would also throw in Persona 5 Royal. That's a really good soundtrack. I would throw in. Yeah, I think those three off the top of my head. I think JRPGs, for me personally, have always had some of the best soundtracks. Oh, I take that back. I would also throw in Final Fantasy 16. I think 16's soundtrack is also really good too. At least Sonic 3 is way better than that dystrophic. Well, I don't even know why they made that stupid prequel that no one asked for. I don't know. Look, Disney just likes to make a bunch of stupid crap. I don't need to see it. I can't even remember the last time I saw a Disney film in theaters. It's been so long. Do you still enjoy the first two Sonic movies? Yeah, dude, I still absolutely, I enjoyed all the Sonic films. I really like the first one. I really like the second one even more despite its flaws, and I like the third one despite it, being not as good as I thought the second one was, despite, it fixed some key problems that the second one had. And I just feel like now that I see the direction that these films are going, I don't need to see any more of them. When Sonic 4 comes out in a couple of years, I won't see it because I now know where it's going. I don't need to see anymore because we're now going into territory I don't know anything about, and I'm not interested. But dude, I like all the Sonic films. They're all great. Can you do an evil laugh? No, can't do an evil laugh because I got neighbors and people in the apartment with me. Maybe when I move into a house maybe in May, then when I have a little bit more privacy, then yeah. If they make another Mortal Kombat game, would you like to see Deadpool, Wolverine as DLC characters? No. They definitely could fit in a Mortal Kombat world, but I wouldn't want to see them. I don't think Marvel or Disney will make that kind of deal. I miss your whistling. You whistle good. You can whistle green. I don't think I can. No, I don't think I can. And Commander Shepard, is Kingdom Hearts 2 an open world game? Not really. I mean, I guess once you get off the first world, you can kind of travel to whatever other worlds, and those maps are reasonable size, but I wouldn't say it's like open world. Holler, let's see. Metal Gear Solid 4, the best Assassin soundtrack is a top 5. I don't think so. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 4 would have been in my top 5 favorite video game soundtracks. I don't know. Not Metal Gear. I wouldn't even say I would. Yeah. Metal Gear's got some good songs and some good soundtrack, but would I say any of them have a top 5? Like okay, in order to get like a top 5 soundtrack, you have to have music that I would like. If I'm not playing the game, I would listen to. Like there's a number of tracks like from Final Fantasies 10 and 10-2 that I listen to when I work out, or I listen to in my car, or I listen to when I'm working when I'm writing in my journal, or I'm just playing another game. Like that determines whether a soundtrack is really, really good, is when I want to listen to the music even when I'm not playing the game. Like that's a really good soundtrack for me. And yeah, for Metal Gear, I would say there's only like one song from Metal Gear that I really, really, really like, and it damn sure is not in 4. From your videos, I agree with you that PlayStation 3 is better than Xbox 360, which is why I'm saving money. Yeah, I mean, it did outsell the Xbox 360 in the end. Do a review of RoboCop Rogue City. I already, yeah, 100, yeah. I'll even double check. I know 100%. I did that. Yeah, yeah. If you get a chance, look at my channel on the homepage when you get a chance. Look at reviews, which has its own playlist. 100% sure, no question. I've reviewed that game. There is no question in my mind. Yeah, there's no question. What the? That can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. I'm positive. What the? Okay, apparently I haven't reviewed that one. That makes no sense. That definitely sounds like a game I would have reviewed. Okay, maybe if, I don't know. Maybe if I find time. Wow, that was a really good game. I was like, I would have definitely done that one. I mean, I just platinumed that recently. What would you do if you were in the world of Tomb Raider? I'd stay home and not go anywhere. Do you think Xbox showcase of 24 was awesome? You made a video on it. I mean, I just thought it was okay. I guess I think I just needed content to make. I remember a video of yours where American Salt was number one on your list of. No, no, not soundtracks. No, not soundtracks. That doesn't make any sense. Because there's not really any memorable tracks or moments that have memorable tracks. I don't. I mean, I can double check, but that doesn't make sense. That, that does not sound like me at all. Good lord. Jeez, man, you. Man, I don't know what the hell I was. What the heck? Well, Ben, that explains a lot. Good God, this is oh my. Okay, well that explains it. This video is 11 years old. This came out in 2020. This came out in 2014. This is like 11 years old. The list would have. Yeah, I think my list may have been different back then, but now, like, what the hell is Kingdom Hearts 2? I mean, Michael Jackson, the experience. I mean, it's just Michael Jackson songs. I mean, that doesn't seem fair. Nino Cooney. I mean, yeah, great music. Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, this list. Yeah, I think if you saw that video, you should probably disregard it. Anything I said back then is not how I feel now, especially after 10 years. Like if you ask yourself, like, what were your top 10 favorite films 10 years ago? It would be very different than what it would be now. So I mean, some of those videos I might redo, but yeah, that video is so old. If I see Captain America: Brave New World and they don't have X-Men players, I would give it. Well, I'm not seeing that film anyway, so don't worry, Comic Gamer. Like, I'm not interested. Did I like Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero? I mean, it was a demo. So it wasn't really a full game. And I think I played that once, and that was it. Is Rogue City any good? Yes, Gordon. If yes, it's a really good game. If you're curious or you can get it at a sales price, get it. It's really good. It's a really good. It's far better than I think it should be. That's what I'll say. It was a far better game than I thought it should be. I there were elements of it I didn't think would work, and they did. Thoughts on Grand Theft Auto 6? I'll play it when it comes out, but I think I'll have the same experience I had with 6 that I had with 5. I think I'll play it once and then I'll be done with it. But I don't think I'll be playing it for like 10 years. Did you watch any movies in your 6-month depression? Maybe I did, but I damn sure wasn't playing any games. Comic book, like you mentioned in low rating comic book movies tier list with the Punisher of your top 20 movies, I think you should do top 10 favorite comic. I'll give it a shot. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I gotta check something. Okay, I got that. That'll fix it. All right. Saw a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Hilarious and unexpected cameos. Yeah. That's funny. What if you were in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West? I would find a very, very closed off hole and stay there and just not leave. Who would win, Lara Croft or Aloy? I think Aloy would probably win. She's got better weapons and she's easily better up close. With she's a better up close fighter, and her arrows are a lot. Aloy's got better weapons. Have I played X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse PlayStation 2? No, comic gamer, I have not. I tried to look for a Meteora shirt for Christmas, but I couldn't find it. You look on eBay. I'm sure you could find it there. Can you do a top 5 favorite first-person shooter games? It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like Killzone, Halo, GoldenEye, like a Call of Duty game and something else. I mean, that's really what it would be. All of you are suffering from a cold. I've been sick too. Still get. Am I excited for Superman? Yeah, it looks fine, Vamp. I mean, I'll see it when it comes out. But the trailer they released it seems safe. I'm in the mood to get RoboCop Rogue saved for PlayStation 5 when I get a chance. Yeah, go ahead. I would say it's a great game. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, that's fine. I played it once. I thought it was okay, but I wouldn't say it was an amazing game. It was just another Grand Theft Auto game. Black Wolf. I forgot to mention that my mom got me a portable blender for Christmas. Oh, okay. Well, I bet, yeah. Guess you'll be having a lot of smoothies over the course of 2025. Does Panda Express give you the shits? No. What are you eating? I mean, I only go there for their rice, their teriyaki chicken, and their orange chicken. I think the only time I've ever had bathroom issues is if I get something that's it's like one of those. I think it was back in September. They had this type of chicken that it was spicy and hot. It's stuff like that gives me bad bowel syndrome and moments. But other than that, no, I've never had a problem. Favorite character from Rick and Morty? I've never watched Rick and Morty, so I can't say. Which is better, Eternal or Doom? Doom Eternal or Doom 2016? Oh, definitely Doom Eternal. No question. Doom 2016, great, but Eternal was definitely better. And I think the next one will be even better. DC is a little more trustworthy than Marvel. I think it depends on the media. Panda Express is my favorite fast food place. It is mine too. I also got a good laptop for Christmas. Awesome! What model did you get? By the way, I bought Final Fantasy VI on PlayStation 1 and I'm waiting for it to arrive. Awesome! Final Fantasy VI is easily the greatest or it's my personal favorite, and the Super Nintendo game of all time. Do a tier list of Final Fantasy characters. I feel I feel like that might be hard. There's a lot of characters I don't know. Like, I don't know the characters in one well enough, two well enough, maybe a few in three and four and five and six, but like, there's so many characters. Like, yeah, that might be much. Metal Gear was one thing. Final Fantasy has a much bigger cast, much bigger. I like new Linkin Park songs, "The Emptiest Machine." Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun with it. What would you rank? Okay, I'm actually kind of upset. I have not reviewed the game, but if I was reviewing it now, I'd easily give it an 8.5. Easily, that's an 8.5 game and a must own game. I don't think I'd give it a 9 because I did think it was a little too simple. I thought the story was a lot more expansive than I thought. And heck, I was very critical of that game because I was like, how the heck do you make RoboCop vulnerable when you're dealing with a bunch of thugs that are just going to be shooting shotguns and 9mm? But then they started throwing enemies that had weapons that it made sense. Like, if you gave a bunch of, like, gangsters these high-powered penetrating weapons, I'd be like, okay, you start throwing 50 cals at me, armor-piercing rounds, like some like military weapons. I was like, yeah, I think RoboCop would have some real serious problems. I never considered that, like, because you have to remember, RoboCop was made to deal with urban crime. If you threw him out in a war zone, I was like, wow, they're actually dealing with that. The battlefield would actually give you weapons that RoboCop might not be able to deal with. I never thought about that. I was like, okay, and that's what they did. They just threw in a lot of higher up military weapons. I was like, okay, that makes sense. That would be a serious threat to RoboCop. And so that's how they got around that. And I was quite impressed with how they executed that. But yeah, I would easily give that an 8.5. I now have do a tier list of Kingdom Hearts characters. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts. There's like a lot of characters I'm actually familiar with. Heck, I think it's been too long, so yeah. Well, okay, yeah. That whatever you call it, that's not Linkin Park to me. I mean, I'm glad you're having a good time with it, but it's not for me. So Disney and Marvel won't work with Warner Brothers to add. No. I don't think that's ever happened. The only definitive time I can think where Warner Brothers worked with Disney was in the I'd say maybe late 80s, maybe early 90s in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think that is the only definitive time. And it came down to like a single scene. Like, I don't think you ever saw. I think there were many times you saw Disney characters on the screen with Warner Brothers characters, but like there's a key scene where you have Bugs Bunny and Mickey on the screen at the same time, and I think there was like a whole dispute about that. Like, each of them could only be on the screen the exact same amount of seconds. Like, you could not have one character be on the screen for like 1 second longer than the other. I think that's what happened. And I think that's the only time that ever happened. Do a tier list of Jedis. Dude, do you know how many Jedis there are? Album of the year where? Who the hell would do that? Whoever did that is that better not be the. I don't like, the more I hear about this, the more pissed off I'm getting. So let's get off that. Why did I don't know. I don't know why it lacked a review. That makes no sense for me. But I feel like I feel like it's too late to do a review now. Like, if I had like a larger audience, then I might do it now, but like that game is like probably a year and a half old. I don't know why that lacked a review, because that was a really good game. And I just platinumed that recently. What was the name of the person who tricked you into the worst game you've ever played? His name was Ian, and he was a friend of mine for like 7 years. We've known each other since middle school, all throughout high school, and a couple years in college. His name was Ian, and I think he might have his own channel, but I don't know. I can't remember what it was called. That was his name. Did you get scared by the PlayStation 2 red screen of death? That never happened to me. I've never experienced any of those kind of errors for any of my consoles ever. How's my day going? My day it's going fine. I uploaded my second 4K video of all time. Kind of started planning a few things out. I already have the mystery game set to play after this stream. And then I'm gonna go out and go to a local video game bar. But yeah, so far my day was going well. Hope your day was going well. Got a lot of big things planned for this month. Do you think it could kick his ass in a fight? Who? Do I think I could kick his ass in the fight? Oh, no doubt. Oh, but dude, I don't need to talk about people like that. I haven't spoken to him in 15 years now, so there's no need to talk about stuff like that. Is it the mystery game Astrobot, aka Overrate? Maybe. It only happened when you put in the wrong disc. No, that never happened to me. Lucky you, they didn't scare me. No, that never happened. I've never experienced that. Speaking of a PlayStation 3, you have a first model or a slim. I actually have a slim and a super slim. I was actually out with John, I want to say about a week ago. We found a new retro gaming store. And I was actually seeing if he happened to have one of the launch PlayStation 3s, because a lot of people don't remember this, but the first generation of PlayStation 3 games could actually play. They could actually play PlayStation 2 games, but they couldn't play PlayStation 1 games. And then once the second wave of PlayStation 3s, and these were the fat ones, the original ones, once the second wave came out, they reversed it. They made it so that it couldn't play PlayStation 2 games, but it could play PlayStation 1. And that's the one I got back in 2008. So I was actually asking if he happened to have any of the launch ones, and he said no, those ones are actually quite difficult to find. So yeah, I think getting one of those is certainly going to be on my list of things to do this year. Because I can still play. I have an adapter that allows me to play my PlayStation 2 games, but I would prefer to be able to play them on my screen. So, yeah, getting one of those PlayStations is definitely on my list of things to do this year. Why do I hate... Wait, do you think RoboCop could kick Commander Shepard's ass in the fight? Maybe not, I guess. I don't know how RoboCop would deal with biotics. And Commander Shepard's probably dealt with things a lot tougher than RoboCop. And RoboCop's using guns with bullets. So I would say no. I'd say Commander Shepard probably would win. Commander Shepard's taking down a lot tougher things than RoboCop. Why do I hate Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 4? I don't hate Quiet. Where'd you hear that? I don't hate Quiet. I don't know Quiet. I didn't play that game. I hated it. What are my thoughts on DeviantArt? They have a lot of awesome fan art. I've used that website so many times to find really great fan art that I use for my Versus series. That's like my main source. Have I seen Batman Under the Red Hood? Yes, I have. It's easily one of the best animated Batman films of all time. Easily. Personally wish Amy Lee from Evanescence had chosen to lead. I just wish they hadn't done it in general. I think this is a whole goddamn publicity stunt. I just think they need money, and I would just prefer they would just change the name of the band. I heard that rumor, but I wouldn't have. I don't think they should have done it at all, personally. You said Quiet, shut up, and die. I don't know. I don't know. I heard some things. And you hate Venom? Yeah, Venom's not a snake. He's some stupid medic with facial reconstruction. He's not a snake. And he pretty much destroys what makes snakes special. He's a fraud. Why do I hate Revenge of the Fallen? Because it killed Michael Jackson. It's delicious. It killed Michael Jackson. Look it up. That movie came out and Michael Jackson died the next day. It killed Michael Jackson. He must have, I don't know, watched it at home on the car ride from the Staples Center after rehearsal. He must have watched a copy of it, and he was so hurt he needed to sleep. And then that's when Dr. Murray gave him that stuff to knock him out because he was so horrified. It killed Michael Jackson. I just told you how it killed him. He was so depressed he wanted to go to bed. And then that's when Dr. Murray gave him that stuff that eventually put him into cardiac arrest. That's how it killed him. You must have seen it. And I strongly believe that. Look it up. Look at that. The movie came out the day before Michael Jackson passed up. That's how I remember it. That movie came out 2009 because Transformers 1 came out in 2007. Michael Jackson died June 25th, 2007. That film came out June 24th. That's how I remember it. I remember your comment. I would prefer oil strikes from. I just would prefer they didn't do it. I just wish they wouldn't do it at all. I'm done. Like, trust me. I have 6 albums. 6 Linkin Park albums that will last me the rest of my life. I didn't need another one. Linkin Park died when Chester passed away. And from that point on, I didn't need Linkin Park anymore. I mean, Linkin Park was already off, was already pretty much gone with that last album. And that's the one I think it's the worst album I've ever heard. I have 6 albums that I can listen to that will literally last me for a while. I have Hybrid Theory, Meteora, Minutes to Midnight, Hunting Party, Living Things, and Thousand Suns. 6 albums. I mean, and I'm not even including Reanimation. Those are 6 albums that I'm perfectly fine with. One More Light can go burn in hell for all I care. The one about Deviant Art, yeah, I mean that wasn't really a question. That was more of a comment. So yeah, I responded to questions. You own all 3 Deadpool films? Okay, well, that's nice. Have I ever played the Cool Border series? No, I've never heard of it. Yeah, Linkin Park never really. You know, here's the thing. You really could say Minutes to Midnight was probably their peak, because by that point, I think their music was a lot more well known. I would say that. Like, I was definitely, like, when I really think back to 07, that's really when I was hearing more Linkin Park than ever. I mean, I had heard little bit of Meteor. I'd heard like a couple songs on the radio, but like once that album came out, that's when I was really hearing it a lot. And then adding it to Transformers just gave it more. It gave it more attention. So that's why I would say that commercially, Minutes to Midnight was probably their peak, and then they never really got back from there. Who would win, Lightning or we won't talk about that. Skip. DP, your copy. Do you still have my copies of Toy Stories 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, of course I do. Fake fans and gatekeepers were the only reasons why we like. Well, Marcus, there must have been a lot of things going on. So yeah. Comic Gamer. While The Dark Knight is a great film, what other Christian Bale films have I watched? So I've watched a bunch. I guess to name a few, American Psycho was a good one. The Prestige, that was a good one. You kind of got me on the spot here, so I'd have to really think about it. Yeah, you kind of, yeah. I'd have to really think about that one. Did you like a song called "New Divide" from Linkin Park? Yeah, that was the theme for Transformers 2, but that's like the only good thing that came out of that film. What rating would you give Tenkai? Oh, okay, that's a joke, so we won't finish that. Minutes to Midnight was good, but not Hybrid Theory or Medi. No. I would say. Okay, here's what I say. Those two are like top tier. I would say like Minutes to Midnight kind of scrapes the bottom of that level. Is it on their level? No. But I would say, for me personally, I would say that was, in my opinion, the last great Linkin Park album. Hybrid Theory, Meteor, those are more than great albums. But I would say Minutes to Midnight is easily the last of the ones that I would say was a great album that I still listen to a lot. Like, I would say there's definitely a lot of songs on that album that could actually compete with songs on Hybrid Theory and Meteor. And in some cases, there's like a few songs I think are actually better than a lot of songs on both those albums. Not many. Like, there's like a couple of them, but not many. What? Oh dear God. Oh dear God, Commander Ship, you are just trying to get me to freak out right now, aren't you? We got 13 minutes left. It is not going to happen. Have you heard of Aleister Crowley? No, Jackie boy, I haven't. Commander Shepard, The Dark Knight is your favorite movie? Heck, that's great to hear. Don't blame us for Chester's passing. Why are you calling Three Topics Gamer your YouTube? Why am I called that? Okay, the original name was Three Topics Reviewer, and I was called that for about 7 years. Now, the whole point early on was I reviewed movies, games, and tech. If you go back and watch my channel for the first, I'd say like 5, 6, 7 years, that's what I did. I would review games, I would review movies, and I would get tech that I would review. That's why it was the Three Topics Reviewer. I would review, those are my topics. At some point, I thought the term reviewer was not quite as focused as I wanted it to be. And so I went to my friend Rachel, which the channel was kind of almost named after. That's where the term 3TR came from, because she inspired the channel. And to inspire me to keep going, I would always keep 3 images of her nearby. And I still do. They're right there, which is where the term 3TR came from. And so I asked, okay, if I could change reviewer to anything else, I asked her what would I change it to, and she recommended, okay, well, what do you go over the most out of the 3 things? Do you go over games, movies, or tech? And I said, well, I play games mostly. And she says, okay, why don't you change reviewer to gamer? And that's where 3TG came from. Now, what was even better about that was that G for gamer and R at the end of gamer meant that you could kind of still connect 3TR to 3TG. It would be like the R represents the R after gamer, or the G at the beginning of gamer. I think if I had been reviewing more movies, it would have been the 3 Topics Critic. And if it had been tech, it would have been 3 Topics, and like it was like 3 Topics like Analyzer or something. It was some tech name that I can't remember, but that's where the name 3 Topics Gamer came from. But that's what it is now. But it originally was 3 Topics Reviewer for like the first 7 years. So yeah. Brian Finney, put that cookie down. I'm not holding a cookie. I'm not holding a cookie. Favorite horror movie? Favorite horror movie is Event Horizon, easily. No question. Do you know the songs Across the Line? Sounds familiar, but I can't quite figure out where it came from. What Hogwarts house would you like to be in? Well, I'm a Ravenclaw. Are you kidding? I'm a Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw's the best house ever. No kidding. I got Ravenclaw stuff everywhere. I'm proud to be a Ravenclaw. Have you ever used cheat codes? I only use cheat codes in like older games, but like cheat codes now, like we don't do games even still use cheat codes? Like I like trust me, back in the '90s, I mean, I used Game Shark a number of times, but like it was only like specific games, and I think they might have still used some cheat codes during the PlayStation 2 era, and I think there's like one cheat code in Dead Space 1, maybe a few, but like yeah, like I guess I used to, but that was a long time ago. Three Topics movie watcher would have been a weird name. I'm just saying, like that's how the name changed. I just felt like I kind of wanted the name to have a definitive, stronger focus, and I think I've done that because I think over the last I'd say like 5 years that I changed to gamer, I certainly have put out more content for games than I have movies or tech. So I think Rachel's choice of choosing the name changing to gamer was a good one, and also the association with the G and the R from gamer I thought was a major positive too. Thought on Jimmy Eats Worlds. I don't know what Jimmy Eats World is. To be fair, Rocket. Ever seen Shawshank Redemption? I think I've seen clips of that movie, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched it. However, I have heard that apparently it's like the number one greatest film on like Rotten Tomatoes or something, which I was like, I don't know, maybe one day I'll see it. Ravenclaw for the win, damn right. Grand Theft Auto 6 better have cheat codes. I don't think it'll have cheat codes, but it'll probably have a lot of modifications. It'll allow you to mod things a lot because I think that's what kept Grand Theft Auto 5 going for so long. So, no, that's it. I think Comic Gamer. I did think about going back to old games and getting a PlayStation 3 because I turned 20 years old this year. Wow, man, then you missed a lot of really great games then, or you probably were too small when they came out. So yeah, damn sure, give it a shot. When was the last time you played Resident Evil 4? Last time I played Resident Evil 4 was probably no, I know exactly when it was. It was on my flights from Hawaii, as I took my Switch with me, and for whatever reason, I just could not sleep on my flights. And so I was able to play Resident Evil 6 for like a number of hours because I didn't have an external like battery attachment, so I couldn't keep my Switch like on for too long. I could keep it on for like maybe 2 hours max, maybe. And I know I was playing Resident Evil 4, so pretty sure that's the last time I played Resident Evil 4. It's a popular Rick band from the 2000s. Rick band. No, Rocket. I'm not familiar with that band. Grand Theft Auto had cheat codes. I wasn't aware of that, and if it did, I never used them. Damn, AI strikes again. Yeah, that happens to me with my phone with text messages. Cheat codes are one of the best things about Grand Theft Auto games. Would you be a vampire woman? No, I wouldn't want to be a vampire at all. I like watching sunsets. Heard of street performer Steve-O? I think that's the same guy from Jackass, but that's all I know about him. He's one of the Jackass guys, but I've heard of him, I guess. I would say a lot of the stuff those guys did was just more stunt and stupidity. Funny how they never had a black guy in there till like I think the most recent one. But I was like, yeah, you wouldn't catch. I mean, black people do a lot of stupid things, but we wouldn't be caught doing that kind of stuff. I will say, I felt bad for Steve-O. I actually saw Jackass. I think I saw Jackass 3D in 3D. I saw it in 3D in theaters. And that last stunt at the end of that film was pretty awful. I was like, you could not pay me enough to do that. And it was the one where he was in that bathroom stall and they launched it up. I was like, that was hard to watch. That's a way to close out a movie, but oh man, that was easily like the most disgusting stunt I've ever seen. I hope he got paid well. Watch White Chicks? No. Mm-mm. Nope. That movie does not work for me, man. I just took one look at that and I'm like, but I am happy that the Waynes got the right to Scary Movies back, and I think they're doing Scary Movie 6. That I am definitely going to see. I have not seen Scary Movies 4 or 5. I've seen 1, 2, and 3, and I heard they got the rights back and they're going to do 6. When that film comes out, I'll definitely see that. Because that's... Because they know how to make those kind of films. If you could be any Final Fantasy character for a full day, who would I want to choose? Any character. That's a good question. I think I would be Tidus for a day. Good swimmer. I could explore Spira. I could hang out with Yuna and the gang. Yeah, I would pick Tidus. Yeah, that's who I'd pick. Yeah, I heard they're going to parody Hollywood. Sure. I don't. Yeah, whatever they want to parody, not go ahead. Yeah. I heard that the bathroom stall bungee stunt before that makes some horror movies more pleasant. Yeah. If you could be any X-Men character for a day, who would it be? I'd be Charles Xavier. I mean, just read people's minds and screw with them for a day. That sounds like fun. Imagine the pain of being Cloud. Not really. For a day? I mean, what if he's in his coma state? I mean, then the days could go by pretty fast. Ever watched Dexter Crime Scene Show? I've seen clips of that, but I've never actually watched it. You'd be Cloud for a day just for Tifa? Heck, can't blame you. She's right over there. So, I don't blame you. All right, we got about 2 more minutes, and then we're jumping into the mystery game. So, if you guys got any last questions, I get them at now. Seen Family Guy? Favorite character? Yes, I've seen Family Guy. Favorite character is Brian the dog. Easy. That's an easy question. Although I haven't watched Family Guy, the show, in a long time, I religiously watched it at its peak. I don't know if it's still going. It might be. I don't know. You hate Family Guy? Wow, really? Damn. Sorry to hear that. Being a comatose Cloud is better than spending a day as a troll. I like Stewie. You think there'll be a different console look and names in the future? Yeah, probably. I mean, as far as we know, they're already working on the PlayStation 6, so yeah, obviously. A lot of people hate Family Guy these days. I mean, has it changed much? Because a lot of Family Guy I watch are older episodes, so I don't know if they've changed how the direction of the show or something. Like I think the peak of it that I can recall was they did a series of episodes where Brian was killed off, and people were pissed off about it, and there was protests everywhere, and then they brought him back. That was a crazy time. I was like, man, I've never seen that kind of reaction for killing off the main character. And then they tried to replace him with another dog, and then that dog was did something to Rufus, and Stewie took care of him, and then Brian was back. So the newer episodes have become more darker and offensive. Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. And Rendell. Nintendo Switch 3? No, we gotta wait for the second one to come out. Alright, 5 o'clock. Giving you about a couple minutes, and then I'll switch over to the live stream. I hope you guys have had fun. We'll be sure to continue this next week. Depending on how much light's outside, maybe I'll make it even sooner than 4 o'clock. Maybe I'll move it up to 3, but heck, we'll do this by week basically. So, again, thank you guys for joining me in the stream, and hopefully I'll see a couple of you guys either next week around the same time, or heck, in a few minutes when I jump on PlayStation. So, like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you guys next time.